Do you want to make 120% on your Bitcoin and get paid a premium? Something that Bitcoin doesn't do. I'm going to show you how. There is not a product available today on the market that does this. I created this, so I hope you enjoy. This is going to involve synthetics. So we're going to synthetically create our position through options, and then we're going to sell calls on those options. This is going to give us unlimited downside protection. Unlimited downside, but also unlimited upside. So it's going to trade like 1-to-1. Okay, the same way you would, if you were to just buy Ibit, which owns Bitcoin like directly. We're going to collect some weekly income from it, which is great. Okay, because Bitcoin doesn't pay dividends. It's not a product. It's not really a thing. It's not a company, so it doesn't pay dividends. We're gonna do that for you. We're gonna create dividends for you, and we're gonna have a lot of fun doing it. See how far we can get. Now, mind you, I have to apologize. This is the third time making this video. Hopefully, TikTok doesn't erase this for the third time. Okay, so I'm gonna show you how to make this synthetic. I apologize for all the scribbles. Again, this is my third time making this video. I go to post it, and TikTok just like erases the whole thing and starts all over. The current price for Ibit is $69.75. Okay? Right there. Again, we're going to do Ibit, which literally all it does is hold Bitcoin. We're going to do a buy call, 30 days to expiration. We're going to create a leap, but we're going to do a poor man's covered call minus the leap part because we're just going to do 30 days to expiration. The premiums over time are better if you use shorter time frames. So I'm okay with it. So we're going to buy the call for 71. Again, the price is $69.75. We're going to pay $3.60 or $360 because it's times 100. We're going to pay that in premium. At the same time, we're going to sell a put for 71. Okay. 71. Same expiration, which is November 14th. Okay, it's 30 days out. It's like 31 days out. It's irrelevant. We're going to collect $4.42. Okay. Remember, we paid $360. We're collecting $442 or $442. That ends up with a net credit, right? So that's a debit. That's a credit. That ends up with an $82 net credit is what you're going to collect from taking this. And you're going to get a 1-to-1 ratio of Ibit without actually owning the shares. We just created the shares synthetically. Okay, and you're going to get 100. When you do this sell put, you are going to have to put up the $7,100 for the strike. Strike is 71. Your broker is going to take that out of your account. Just so you know. You're not free and clear of that. Now that we have a 1-to-1 ratio of Bitcoin via Ibit, again, there's no other product. There's no product currently on the market that tracks Bitcoin that does 120%. Okay. And I'm going to show you what the dividends are at the end of this, and you're going to be mind blown. We're going to sell calls 2 to 2.5% out of the money, which ends up being between 71 and 72.5. Okay. 2.5% of the current price. Okay. You could do of the strike, by the way, which would be 74. Probably be a little safer. We're gonna sell the call weekly. Okay, we're gonna collect another 95 cents. So it's 95 plus the premium we collected over here, 82. That means you've collected $1.77 or $177. Okay. We're going to continue to do this weekly. Now, if the price runs up past 71, okay, remember, we have shares now. We just created 100 shares synthetically that we actually don't own. If the price runs up past 71, all of this cancels itself out, right? This entire thing gets wiped out. you get back all of your money, the 7,100, and you get to keep the premium right here. Okay. All of that gets wiped out. This entire contract also gets wiped out. So now you got the 177 plus the 7,100 back in your account, and you recycle and just do it all again. Okay. You start with this all again and you just do it again for another time frame. If for some reason your sell put starts falling to in the money, meaning it falls below 71, obviously it started below 71 because we're at 69.75, but if for some reason it falls below 71, okay, this contract becomes more and more worthless as theta moves on. Theta is your friend when you're selling. Okay. So this, you'll be able to keep all of this, and you're going to do it again. And you're just going to keep on ripping premiums. You're going to keep covered calling this synthetic we just created out of nowhere. You're just going to keep collecting premiums, and it's going to lower your entire cost basis, because your cost basis for this really is the 7,100. And every time you sell a covered call against it, it's going to lower your cost basis. So that would be like your first one's going to drop to what would be at 177. So it's going to significantly drop down to whatever that is. I don't know. Probably it's going to be a little bit lower than that, like 69.50. So that's how you're going to get, and you're going to just continue to do this week after week, month after month. If it gets called away, restart over here. If for some reason you get exercised, right? This is the other, because you have unlimited upside. It could run. It could just keep running. Or it could go down. If for some reason it goes down and you get assigned, this expires worthless. You get to keep all the premium, which is fine. This expires worthless, so you keep that premium as well. And then you just sell, right? You're going to get assigned the shares at 71. You're going to sell another round of covered calls against the shares. That's all you do. And then you're just going to wait for it to get called away, and then you're going to restart over here again. That's all you have to do. And you're just going to flip-flop back and forth. It's just recycling the same money over and over again. This is going to give you, remember, this is 100%. It's a 1-to-1 ratio of Ibit, which invests directly in Bitcoin. So you're going to get 100% Bitcoin exposure. Plus, because you're doing, 0.2 to 2.5%, that extra juice is going to give you 120 to 125%, depending on how far, out of the money you want to go. That's going to give you the 125% exposure to Bitcoin. Now, I'm going to make it just a little better for you guys. If for some reason that this quite literally just stayed as synthetic for the entire year, you're going to just end up rolling this. Like if this never gets called away, you're just going to continue to roll this month after month after month, and you're just going to keep on collecting more net credits. We'll set that aside for a second, but just assume that this just stays put. Okay? Like you could do this for 1 year and collect a massive net credit. And if you did that, that'd be fine. That's more of like a leap. That's a leap on Bitcoin. And then you could quite literally do this. If we just take this one premium that we just created out of thin air, your dividend yield is going to be, because it's a weekly, it's going to be 49.40. So it's this times 52, because it's 52 weeks in a year, ends up being 49.40. That's a 69.5% return in your money. Remember, you're putting up this, and every time you collect premiums against this, it reduces your basis. Your dividend yield or premium yield, they're the same thing, is 69.5% yearly, assuming that this just stays forever. That's it. That's how you're going to get 120% exposure to Bitcoin while collecting unbelievable amounts of premium. Enjoy.